If the butcher wants Treviso to thrive, he needs to let ships sail free.
Meat! Fresh meat!
A crow mark. Perfectly thrown.
That's got to be Dareth's trail. Keep an eye out.
A fine evening, is it not, my friend?
Enjoy it. Everyone in Treviso.
The number of wisps that find you in the lighthouse is unnerving. Spite agrees.
The three of us on the same page. Well, isn't that something?
If by something, you mean also unnerving.
Back on the ground soon. This is where the marks lead. Dareth's contract must be here somewhere. Another mark this way. Keep a grip. The butcher is making poison. Cormac.
I've heard of it. It does things to your mind. Nothing pleasant.
If I were the butcher, it'd be a good way to keep people in line.
We cannot let the butcher unleash this on Treviso.
He won't. The Anton brought in a Cormac master to mix the poison. He's at the garrison. We stop him there before this goes any further.
Nice weather.
It's weather.
Like Anton blood. I'll keep the goods flowing. Good luck with your contracts.
You're not from
Don't look down.
How many of your cases trace back to the Venatori?
Too many, if you're hoping the cult's not a problem. Not enough if you want to blame them for every hurt the city suffers.
Of course.
If you want a less complicated answer, you won't find it in Minrathous, or anywhere else.
This is their ending!
We have company.
Again and again, people!
Snipers!
See? They are unworthy.
Do not die, fool! Death for failure!
Well, that's done.
Be ready.
Get clear. That's got it.
Hold on.
I guess those red crystals in the ground hurt you when he attacks. Good to learn, yes.
You're an independent? There's no detectives guild in Minrathos?
They're called city guards, usually, and they're useless.
There must be other detectives in the city, though. The weight of Minrathis does not sit solely on you.
Depends on which day of the week you're asking. We're not...
Boss, over here!
Take him out, quick!
Hey, behind you!
Good work!
That's got it.
Now's your chance!
I'm good to go.
They're at range!
Got through that.
We're in. Let's find the comic master.
This place is forbidden!
You cannot forbid the crows!
Got us at range.
We need to close it!
That goes to you.
Outsider, time to test my gift. I am will made flesh, so much flesh. Finally, the fight the butcher denied has come to me. To prove my worth.
I'm here on behalf of the crows, poisoner.
Poison. You face the gift of the gods! Strength, power, gift! What a fool!
He can still talk? What's lighting like this?
We'll ask questions after it's dead. It's done. The comic master's dead.
Good riddance.
First things first. Let's destroy the rest of the poison. Then we figure out what was going on here. That's the last of the poison, thankfully. Let's look for anything else that explains what's happening. Wait. This note says that wasn't all the comic. The butcher's angry because some went missing.
Who got their hands on it?
No idea. But the note does mention the butcher's inside traitor. The occupation had help. Tyr and Veilguard need to know they were right.
Are you out of your minds?
Someone had to act.
They most certainly did not! I told you crows to stay out of this!
Out of what? Defending our home?
If we had a stronger civil government instead of a bunch of circus criminals, the Antam wouldn't have a foothold in the first place!
Circuses charge admission. We did all that for free.
This is Governor Evenchi. They have concerns.
My concern is how you've endangered the city.
We're defending Antiva.
These protections are in place for the good of everyone. You act without oversight.
We crows are the oversight.
And yet, here we are, awash in Antom. And now, you've angered the Butcher.
We have other enemies too. The gods are involved, corrupting some Antom, making them monsters.
And the Butcher?
You two were right. He had help taking the city. Human traitors.
I didn't want to believe it. Killing the Butcher does nothing if someone could just sell us out again.
I'd start right here. You Talons are known for infighting and betrayal.
You're accusing them? One of their crows died for this contract.
That's enough. Rook, thank you for finishing that contract. The only reward we have is to ask you for more.
We're allies. Of course I'll help.
Evenchi is right about one thing. The Butcher will not like that we're fighting back.
We need to be ready. Rook, I will have every crow tracking this traitor and the gods, and we will send word when we find something.
The stakes are too high. This should be left to proper officials.
Go back to filing trade receipts, Evenchi. The crows rule Antiva.
And Treviso will be free. With or without you, Governor.
Have a look and keep my stores full. See you again.
fires are lit.
Can I not upgrade the unique items, like the bleeding sword I just found? 'Cause that's what I came here for, was to upgrade that because it seemed really cool.
I met a shadow dragon once. Or, I think I did. I mean, they didn't say they were probably a good idea, but I was pretty sure.
Why is that?
Most Tevinter are condescending, even the nice ones, but they weren't. And you remind me of them. So, it makes sense.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Rook, Ilario sent word. He's got intel on Zara. He wants to meet up. Fancy a trip to Treviso?
Sounds like fun.
For me? Come on. Ilario will meet us at Cafe Pietra. It's not that far from here. We have time before he arrives. I wouldn't mind looking around a while. The markets are running. Good. I need to get some things while we're here. Treviso. I barely had time to look around when we returned from the ossuary.
This place, does it feel very different?
In some ways, more than I expected. But then, perhaps it's me. Ah, here.
A potted plant?
For Harding's garden. Spearmint is supposed to calm bad dreams. It's good in desserts, too.
All of the crystals
So,
sing
you
to
and
me.
Ilario are
Not just
cousins?
delirium.
Yes, but we're more like brothers. Katarina took us both in, a long time ago now. Here's the place. Bellara mentioned the daedalus seafood recipe she wants to make.
the demon of Virantium is grocery shopping for the team.
Have you seen what they eat? It's a miracle you didn't all starve before you hired me.
When we met, it didn't seem like Ilario and Katerina were close.
It was hard to be close to her, even for me, and I was her favorite. A good selection. Fresh fruit. Nev only eats fried fish. You'd think a detective would have discovered scurvy by now.
Is that everything on the list?
Yes, and Ilario should be here by now. Let's go before he gets himself in trouble.
You can't buy something for everyone but yourself. Here, this is for you.
A wyvern-toothed dagger? I loved wyverns as a boy. Katerina would never let me have one of these, though.
You stay ready out there.
Cafe Pietra's just ahead.
That's where we're meeting your cousin? Why not the casino?
House Cantori has many talents. Making coffee is not one of them.
Finally. I thought you might leave me here all by my lonesome.
Please. You think I'd ever pass up Cafe Pietra's coffee?
You see, Rook, my cousin is all stomach and no heart.
Don't mind him. Ilario cannot appreciate anything but himself. They serve a specialty roast here, Andoral's breath. Bitter and sweet, like a kiss goodbye. You should try it.
You just described my dream cup of coffee. So, is there a reason we're not talking about Ilario's information or what?
We're still being spied on.
No, the last one just left. Couldn't take your coffee talk.
So, you have something?
The crows I sent after Sarah have picked up her trail. They say she's gone to Virantium.
I have a friend who's very good at finding people.
Katerina was first Talon. This is crow business. We can handle it.
Apparently not. Your lead is no good, cousin.
You have better information?
We're compromised. There's no other way Zara could even touch Katerina. You need your eyes here, in Ant.
You're talking to the person who sold you out.
Diva.
Zara would never be foolish enough to stay. Not with you out for blood.
Of course she would. If the crows protecting her are here.
Rook, reason with him, would you? He's being paranoid.
I am not paranoid. She came after me. She came after Katerina. She will come for you too.
If it'll make you feel better, I'll clean house, all right? Leave it to me.
He's gone.
Of course he is. Ilario always caves under pressure.
Your cousin only seems to hear about one word in 10.
He's always been this way. He hears what he wants to hear.
So are you glad to be back in Antiva?
It doesn't feel real yet. And it wasn't this fool of Anton when I left.
I can imagine it's a shock.
They say taste and smell awaken our strongest memories. For so long, memories were all I had. But whatever the circumstances, the here and now is a much finer place to be. How's your coffee?
Strong enough to take down a god. Ready to head back to the lighthouse?
Almost.
Look at this. I bet it came in handy. Now you have to hand it to the ancient elves. They love their statues. Such craftsmanship. Handmade from stone.
People have been killed for less.
Oh, okay.
Without a guild, who negotiates your contracts?
I do.
How do you keep track of the going rates for the...
Time to die!
Time to end this. Right. Anyway.
How do you keep track of the going rates for detectives all over Minrathos?
I don't.
Mierda. I should introduce you to my negotiator.
Let's see if we can figure this out. That did it. This could be one of the Evaniers. Might even be Gillinan or Elganon.
Wonder who carved it, and what they think now.
This artifact isn't working right. Maybe if I looked at the crystals it's connected to. The person who set this up was in contact with someone or something from the Fade. That's all the crystals. Hopefully that fixes the artifacts. person. Or it was. And it came out of the Fade.
Spide does not like this. It's familiar to him. Rituals to encourage. Possession.
Might be best if we stop tampering. The forest will reclaim it.
It's nice to get out of the lighthouse.
I've never met a mage who distrusts the Fade as much as you.
Source of magic, sure. But it's also made of tricks, dreams, and unanswered questions. It pays to be cautious.
Another of those Fen Harel altars.
Rook, do you have a minute?
Of course. Something wrong?
Thea wants to meet.
Well, that doesn't sound like a bad thing.
She wants to plan Katerina's funeral.
Oh, right.
If you don't mind, I could use some backup. In case Spike gets out of hand.
Let's not keep Taya waiting.
Jacobs, how is he?
It is good you found Darren's contract. Good, you're here.
Thank you for making the arrangements, Thea.
For Katerina? How could I do otherwise? I'm so sorry, Lucanis. This must be such a blow. Rook, thank you for coming with him. I need Juan de la Muerte to plan this. His cousin has been no help at all.
I'm sorry, Thea. This is just too much right now.
If there's anything I can do, just say the word.
You're such a dear. I hope these two are paying attention.
Thea, don't flirt with my colleague.
Jealous. Fine. To business, then. There's a lot to plan. But first, I need the ashes.
Ashes?
Make it help us. Yes, the ashes. Katerina's ashes. From the cremation?
Oh, yes, of course. I'll get them to you right away.
Ilario, what happened?
What do you mean?
Katerina, how? How did the Venatori get to her? When? Where? In the estate? In the city? How did they get past our people? What did they use? Poison? Blades? I need to know.
Cousin, stop. You can't dwell on this. It'll drive you mad.
I'm not dwelling. Zara killed the first Talon. I have to know how if I'm going to stop her.
I told you, I'm handling it.
Boys, enough of this. We have other things to discuss.
My apologies, Andrea. Continue without me. I'll get you the ashes.
How are you holding up?
I'll be fine. Better once we kill Zara Renata. It's him I'm worried about.
Hilario can be a handful. But this? The only time I've seen him like this was when Lucanis died. You're worrying, aren't you? What will people say if they hear the demon of Virantium has a big, soft heart?
He's been careless at times, but never when his own life was on the line. Zara took down the first Talon. Anyone could be next. And my cousin doesn't want to think about it?
You have a point. It's not like Hilario to ignore a knife coming at him.
What do you need from me for the funeral?
Come. I'll get us some drinks and we can make the arrangements.
Our house owes you for handling all of this.
Katerina was family. Can you imagine what she'd say if she saw us all like this?
She'd be furious, especially at Hilario, as usual.
I barely know your cousin, and he already seems like trouble to me.
Oh, he is. I've lost count of the times I've had to pull him out of the fire on the job.
He's a good assassin. Most jobs don't have as many fires as yours do. I'll have my people keep an eye on him for you.
Thank you, Thea.
Go on. I'll let you know if something comes up.
fewer people than I expected. Let's find Asher.
Asher?
The Viper. He prefers to be called Asher in private. Said I could tell you.
Trouble in the Anvalanim. Darkspawn.
But those tunnels are safe passage for...
I know. We've had to close that entrance.
I know Darkspawn. I'll help. No time to waste. Those Darkspawn have to be destroyed before they get out into the city.
If you get through, signal the all clear at the hidden door.
Raining again.
This is troubling. Darkspawn in the city.
And in one of the worst places. The Shadows rely on those tunnels to rescue people.
Hello.
Welcome to the shop. I'm Lorelei. Anything you need, just ask. Till next time.
The Anvalanim should have an entrance this way. The passage is hidden by a wall. Venatori. Why are they so close to the shop?
Death is get clear!
Take the shot!
There. Is that the wall carving you mentioned?
That's the one. There's a switch behind the serpent's head on the left.
Got it.
Like the ossuary, but without the view.
Ah, yes. There's definitely blight down here. Don't like the sound of that. That did it. We can get through now.
I got a light on me. Let's kill those shadow dragon rats so I can leave this place. Shadow dragon agents, they're down here with us. Get them. Let them run for reinforcements.
Reinforcements. We can't let them reach the Shadow Dragon hideout. Even more Venatori? We have to take out the leaders.
Watch out!
Live and fight, fools!
Panic with harness.
Don't mention.
Nice work!
Made it through.
Trouble ahead. I'd hate to be on their side.
Nice move, bro.
No good. There must be another one. Impressive!
Stay in cover. Those Darkspawn and Venatori were on the same side.
I know. And I don't like it. Darkspawn usually hate old life. At least that seems to be the last of them.
You sure?
Wouldn't be a warden if I wasn't.
It should be safe for the shadows to use the entrance again.
Let's find it and tell them to open up.
There it is. The hidden entrance back into the shop.
It's Rook. All clear down here.
Nice work. I'll get the door. Good that you're still standing. Best let Asher know.
How did the Venatori find the Shadow Dragon's hideout? Isn't it a secret?
We help the people in Docktown. They know where we are. Someone might have talked about the shop. People spreading rumors, that's easy to handle. But Darkspawn, that's different.
You really saved our skins there, Rook. Those Darkspawn could have destroyed us.
It wasn't just Darkspawn. Venatori were there too, and they weren't fighting each other.
How is that possible? Darkspawn attack all living things.
Darkspawn are blighted. If the gods control the blight, they might control the Darkspawn.
Let's not jump to conclusions before we have more answers.
If you're looking for answers about the Venatori, I may have a lead. A warehouse on the other side of the city. Lots of cult activity. And some of them were spotted headed towards a shop. Could be a coincidence, or it could be something more.
It's worth a look.
Agreed. Rook?
Let's go.
Tomorrow.
The Viper, or Asher, I suppose. Is he the leader of the Shadow Dragons?
One of them. He made his name freeing slaves and supporting their rebellions. He won't stop until slavery ends.
So the Viper's real name is Asher?
A middle name. He calls himself Viper for first impressions, or so he says.
What do you mean?
Asher just doesn't have the same impact, does it?
Venatori, we're close. More Venatori. Guards, probably.
Someone... locked. There has to be another way in.
Be ready. End it now.
Let's keep moving before more of them come crawling out.
They're close.
Lots of Venatori. We must be close. That's all the Venatori guarding the place. Right, here's our way in.
I know a Venatori ritual when I hear one, and I know they hate being interrupted.
Darkspawn.
How?
We stop them, then we figure it out. They're using magic to control that Darkspawn. We have to stop it.
Again, you fools!
There we have it. Why would anyone even want Darkspawn?
Time to finish it.
That's all of the Darkspawn and Venatori. Let's search the place and figure out what they were doing. This explains the Darkspawn we keep finding in the catacombs.
Well, at least they don't know where the Shadow Dragons are. Exactly.
This note. Knight Commander Lenos of the Minrathous Templars is being paid off by Venatori.
Damn it.
Look at this. Draining into the tunnels below the city, perhaps.
One more way the Venatori released blight into our tunnels. I'll tell the other
The gods gave the Venatori a relic they can use to control Darkspawn.
Hey, Rook. Is everything all right in there? Rook, I thought I'd see if you needed help. Did you find anything in there?
The risen gods taught the Venatori how to control Darkspawn. Explains why the hideout was attacked.
We found documents from the Knight Commander. I knew he was crooked. I didn't think he was actually a Venatori.
Let's head back to the shop. We'll discuss things there.
We managed to catch the stragglers fleeing the warehouse.
They'll think twice before coming back here. What else did you find?
The Venatori serve Elganon and Gillinane like we thought. They gave the cult control over Darkspawn.
Great. Sounds like the Venatori are going to be even more trouble.
Is there something I can do? The risen gods are my responsibility too.
How do we know we can even trust you? You're not from here. You don't know Minrathous like we do. And we know as little about you as we do these risen gods you unleashed.
Now, what is it they say? The enemy of my enemy is my friend. The cult has its hooks deep in the city. Venatori backers sit in the magisterium chambers, and now they wield power given to them by the gods. We'll have to get along if there's any chance of surviving this.
May, what are you doing here? You promised you'd lay low.
Tried it, didn't much care for it.
Nice to meet you. I'm Rook.
There's trouble in Minrathous, Venatori, and Risen Gods. Rook's helping us with it. Mevaris is one of the Shadow Dragon leaders.
Mevaris Talani, formerly Magister Mevaris Talani, at your service.
Wait, formerly?
My enemies conspired to have my magisterium seat stripped from me. We can talk about it later, if you want. My concerns feel petty when stacked against Risen Gods. The Shadow Dragons have a lot to discuss, but you, Rook, are expected at the Swan.
Me? The Cobbled Swan? Why?
The First Warden is here to speak with you.
The First Warden? Let's hope we actually get some help with the Blight.
Come back when you can. I think we'll need your help again.
How do the Venatori keep the Blight from infecting their own? Has Algernon given them...
They're telling us to watch out for Darkspawn.
But what if the Darkspawn come back?
I heard about the warehouse. Till next time.
You know, you haven't asked as many questions about Spite as I thought you would.
I'll ask what I need to. Plus, you and the ossuary records have revealed a fair bit. So has Spite when he shows himself. Sorry.
That's all right.
Outside that, I won't poke at Venatori wounds. I know what those are like.
We're not alone. Let's finish this! End it now!
Beat the odds there.
Watch for Venatori. They're everywhere.
We've got company.
Your heresy wounds! Again and again, people!
End it now! Made it through that one.
You getting into trouble?
Always.
You're always running off somewhere, aren't you?
From one fire to the next.
I am Jowen Glastrom, First Warden and Supreme Commander of Weishaupt. I received word of your team's request for Grey Warden assistance after an incursion of the Blight at Demeter's Crossing. Explain yourself, Warden, and bear in mind that the Order remembers your past recklessness.
My past... Right. When I disobeyed orders and dropped a building on a darkspawn horde. I see you haven't forgotten.
Your report, Junior Warden.
I was part of a team trying to stop an elven mage named Solus from destroying the Veil. When we disrupted his ritual, something escaped from the Fade, and I clearly sensed the corruption of the Blight.
From this mage, Solus?
No, sir. Solus opposes the Blight. He's actually an elven god, Fen'Harel, the Dreadwolf.
I did not come here to listen to fairy tales. I am here because of the Blight.
We haven't even gotten to the real fairy tale parts yet. When we stopped Solus, 2 elven gods escaped from where he'd imprisoned them. Elganon and Gillenane. And they're not just evil, they're blighted. The point is that the gods are making the Blight worse. Demeter's Crossing was just the start. That's why we need the Grey Wardens.
I suspected more politicking from the remnants of the Inquisition. I see now that I was wrong.
I'm really glad to hear that.
It is clear that whatever you did to unleash the Blight has corrupted your already weak mind.
Okay, wait.
You will be taken to Weishaupt and placed under heavy guard until the danger you caused by unleashing the Blight passes.
No, please, you can't do that.
I assure you, I can.
I don't know how much time we have. The gods are doing something with the Blight. We need to stop them.
Let me tell you something about the Blight. It is evil, it is implacable, and above all, it is predictable. The Blight has not changed in over 1,000 years. The Grey Wardens will defeat it, as they always do. And we will do so without a disgraced junior warden causing needless confusion. I suggest you come along quietly.
Adamant Fortress 941, Dragon. The Grey Wardens attempted to raise an army of demons. Hardly the models of good judgment yourselves, are you?
Everyone knows Warden Commander Clarel acted alone at Adamant Fortress.
Acted alone, you say? Imagine if everyone were to see the letter I discovered where you authorize her actions. I wonder how that might complicate the narrative.
Are you prepared to risk the security of the Grey Wardens for this deluded girl?
You may be surprised to learn that I care very little about the security of the Grey Wardens.
Stay away from the Blight, and do not pester the Grey Wardens with any more of your nonsense.
He seems upset. Was it something I said?
That was close. Wasn't looking forward to being dragged off to a Grey Warden dungeon. Who should I be thanking for the assist?
Magister Dorian Parvis, at your service. A mutual friend thought you might require some support.
Maevaris Talani, of the Shadow Dragons.
The very same.
What's your relation to the Shadow Dragons?
About a decade ago, Maevaris and I started a political faction called the Lucerni. We were going to change Tevinter for the better. Everyone would recognize the common sense benefits of our approach, and we'd all live happily ever after.
I take it that didn't happen.
Maevaris was framed, kicked out of the Magisterium, and the Lucerni were dissolved. So she took the movement underground.
The Shadow Dragons.
Since I still haunt the Magisterium, that makes me the Shadow Dragon's man on the inside.
So now what? The first warden tried to have me locked up. I need the wardens on my side.
Jowen Glastrom is not the Order. He's more politician than warden. No Grey Warden worth the name sits in a Menrathus lounge sipping wine. You need the wardens? Look for the ones out there fighting the Blight. In the meantime, the Shadow Dragons will keep a close watch on the Venatori. Good luck. I'm sure we'll see each other again soon.
Only the Veil stood between us and a world of blighted darkness. But on this side, the gods could only tap a trickle. They had to turn that... They sure could have used Solus's dagger to rip open the Fade. But some foolish mortal had taken it. So, they'd have to create a dagger of their own. Drowning the world in blight was just a matter of time.
I need to talk to Varric.
Did the Magisterium explain why Heights went high on this?
Wasn't it a mistake? You know how finicky those magical defenses
Rumored resistance group up front. Aspirations of hostile takeover.
Come to buy? I'm sure we can strike a deal.
Look around and you'll find something.
I came down here to...
I don't know. Something you might need?
I'm told Darktown is a discreet place to shop.
This world is so full of texture.
See something interesting? Okay, is that all?
What do you do when you finish a job?
I think that's great. And maybe grab a bite to eat, then take notes on anything that feels like a loose end.
A short-lived celebration.
What can I say? The work doesn't always tie up when you think it does. I guess that's less true for you when the target's dead.
The contract's done. Though sometimes they're not as dead as you think.
Dogtown's never short on nightlife, is it?
It's when the streets are most alive, and when I'm likely working.
The nightlife was always more Hilario's thing. He said I should get out more. Fulfilling Crow contracts didn't count.
Company, get ready. They're at range. Got us at a distance.
We're losing allies!
So you've had jobs where you've killed your target, and then, surprise, they aren't dead.
I've had a demon possess the corpse immediately afterwards. Technically, the target was dead, but try explaining that to the person who hired you. And there was an incident with someone who'd been impersonating the real target for years. We had to renegotiate who that contract was actually for.
So the work's not so cut and dried.
They all wound up dead in the end.
Candlehot conspiracy. Messages to no one.
Ruffled any feathers lately?
No. Or no one's tailed me if I did.
All right. If you run into trouble, get in touch.
I'm almost getting used to this city again, but it still needs fewer Venatori.
They're good, right? On an easy.
Demons.
I'll make this quick.
Damn, I can't see. Still standing, not bad.
Souls alone as the light left. I was there, less alone.
It's a spirit of compassion.
My own name, but what of theirs? 3 I've found, felled by demon claws, murdered. A connection I cannot see. I have impressions, but if I learn more, answers might unfold. This one. Green against grey stone. Rain, nourish. How she watched it bloom. Find who she was.
We've got a trail. We just need to follow it.
Hortensia. She was a gardener.
Green against grey. In debt, desperate, but still found hope. There are others. I would know more of them.
I could make a good dish with that.
One bite makes repeat customers.
Of course.
For your gods! Attack!
Stop failing!
Now's your chance!
Well, that's done. All right. You asked what I do when I finish a job. What about you? How does the infamous Crow celebrate a finished contract? Moody contemplation? The finest wine in crystal glasses at your villa?
I prefer my moody contemplation with a good even coffee. Otherwise, yes, you must find that pretentious.
I find it honest. Got company.
There! Kill them!
Candlehold. They carry messages through the city.
Good work, Rook.
Is this for us? Strange. He wants us to find more. Another demon killing.
About to have a problem. We're under fire.
Compassion?
This one. Curiosity undimmed. Just one more answer. Truth and story beneath the ruins. Find who he was. I will find you then.
They left a trail. Sloppy, but useful.
Another of those Fen Harel altars.
Property of Marcus, scholar.
Story beneath the ruins. Fear for the future, and yet he continued. For himself and for her. A faint connection begins to bind them. We must find the third.
Got through that. Eyes open. Get clear! Move fast.
Take your blight with you. Better get this where it's needed.
Manifestation.
This was with my things. It looks like your handwriting. I didn't read it. Well, a couple of words. I thought it might be one of mine. I don't even know how it got there.
It's those wisps. I need more wards.
Oh, I can help with that.
I started this. I'll deal with it.
I don't know. I think they're cute.
So cute.
They didn't steal your notes.
Maybe they like you.
Do you follow the chantry? The pendant. I noticed it's Andrastian.
I barely keep the holidays. It's from an old job.
Oh, which one? Maybe I read about it in a Timenter paper.
I'm barely in the papers.
Oh, but when you are, it's on the edge of something exciting. What about that one story with the demon, the diamond, and the deadbeat magister? Oh, they mentioned you twice.
That was a hit piece.
Uh-huh, great. What happened with the diamond?
Long story.
What's the short version?
You take a dip off the dock for a rock, make sure the mage can't freeze you in. You know, that job would have gone smoother, but the client ratted me out to the demon.
What?
It's always something. Funny how that didn't make the print. Tell me you read the rest of the paper too?
Oh, yes. Sometimes they have these stories, serials. They're thrilling, except they come out in pieces. I only see a few papers a year. I never know how the stories end.
Happily ever after. Why not, right?
Aren't you some sunshine?
That's me.
I hope you're right.
All right, Belle. You get me the name of your serial, I'll try and track the ending. No promise on the happy part.
That's fine.
I'd like to go back anyway. Spend time in Docktown, pick up gossip.
One company?
Why not? Ready to go when you are. Look who's thoughtful.
Wood, tools, woodwork supplies.
A cat.
Take a look.
Were you friends with someone here? It looks like another victim.
We need to chase this down. Take the shot. Rook gets that one.
The spirit of compassion. And another murder victim.
This one. A roof denied. Eyes skim over. Yet a world smudged in shadow. So beautiful. Find who he was.
Charcoal drawings by someone named Evander.
A world smudged in shadow. He drew Docktown's darkness, but also its light. All those I found, I held a hand as the light left.
Do you know something about the murder victims? What connected them?
Each was desperate. Each heard a whisper that tempted them, and each turned away. They defied the one who called them. The demons we saw were merely minions. Too late for these. But now I can watch and protect others. Something larger stirs, calling the desperate. I cannot see what. No, the hope you bring Dogtown thwarts it, and may you continue.
You had me followed.
This message. You're connected to the other Candlehop we met.
Got some new supplies. Take a look. Come back soon. We'll have more.
Are we here for the Shadow Dragons?
I trade news with the Shadows, but it takes more than one source to get along here. Besides, I was doing this before they came knocking, before Varric, too, right here in Dogtown.
Take it away. I'm ready for the full tour.
We've been here before.
The tour where I get to look around and not chase cultists or fight demons?
Wouldn't that be something? Come on. There's paper sellers all over here.
Want to see if they got your name right?
Most papers don't say much, but read between the lines and you pick up a thing or two. I'm not here as much lately. I'll take what news I can get. Let's grab a few copies. We'll see if we can find Balara's cereals, too. All right, let's go.
So, before Varric, before the Shadows, you worked for...
Same as now. People who find me and have jobs worth taking. Dogtown people, runaways, the desperate.
And you do this on your own?
I've got contacts, informants, people I cross paths with, but at the end of the day, yeah, it's just me. Okay, keep an eye out for paper sellers. We'll start on the north side of Lower City.
How many do we need?
Don't worry, I'm paying. Let's get started.
We'll take a paper, thanks.
Best word in Duck Town, right here.
This one quotes several magisters, several lies.
How did you fall in with the Shadows?
I'd worked with some of them before. Not that they were upfront about it.
What changed?
I was after a missing person. The Viper was hunting slavers. Our paths had the same end.
And your missing person?
Free and breathing when we finished. The Shadows brought me in after that.
The Viper! More than one person. You'll read it here first.
One, please.
I'll save this one for the Viper.
So most of the time you work here alone. You like it that way?
It's easy.
But you like us, right?
You're all right.
What happened in Martis Pell? First-hand account.
One paper, thanks.
I've got a contact who works this area. Let's see if he's around.
What about this one? You've got a good eye. I'm starting to think my good neighbors lacked. Okay. The charm's good against all manner of curses and manipulation. Fair price. And you won't find better in the Circle District.
You won't find better at the Circle, but you will off the docks. For half the price and twice the enchantment.
Nev.
Alec?
Oh, if you say it's... thanks, I'll pass. Sorry.
Hey, if I'd known, I would have told you. Come back next week. I'll buy another paper.
I write them myself. The Magisters. They don't print the truth.
Most honest thing I'll hear today. What about you? Is there something you're buying, my friend?
Rook, and no. But I've got a Treviso Manor in need of tenants if you're willing to pay up front.
You know, I've made that one work. Can't go back to Voldorma, though. What about you, Nev?
Just looking for gossip.
Not much that'd interest you.
We chased a relic through Docktown. The buyer was Venatori, but the smuggler belonged to the Thread Crime Syndicate. You're a Thread?
We don't deal with cultists. Your smuggler broke the rules. She's out.
And the Venatori?
There's been more in Docktown. Boss says it's under control. But between us, I don't like it.
Then it's worth keeping an eye on. If you hear anything...
So will you.
You know a member of the Thread Crime Syndicate, personally?
Don't tell me you're surprised.
With you? I thought surprise was a given.
Careful. Surprises here lead to trouble.
Trouble's not always a bad thing.
All right. Come on. If we want more gossip, we need more papers. Let's head to the south side.
You've lived in Docktown your whole life?
Since I was born. Unless I'm out of the city for a job. Had a few apartments around town. The current one, it's not the lighthouse, but it's mine.
You've been an investigator for a while.
It's not a short story.
You've made it this far. Is there a secret?
Trust people enough to get things done, not enough to get you killed.
And that's how you stay out of trouble?
No, but it's the best shot you've got.
We'll take one.
One of Belle's cereals. Great.
The latest.
You know, Varric hired me not far from here. Come on, Slick. Stop a ritual. Save the world. It'll be fun. I should have said no.
Paper, thanks.
The real news. Who's in Docktown?
I think
Get
we've
it
got
here.
enough.
What now?
Now I'm starving, and I know the best place in the city.
Doing all right?
Huh? Yeah.
The lighthouse doesn't have this.
What?
A view of the water. I don't know, it helps me think. But we've got places to be. Come on.
You! This fish won't eat itself. You said next time you were here it was free.
Sure thing, Hal. Next time.
Yeah. It's always something.
Joining Varric. Us. Do you really wish you'd said no?
No. I just have a bad habit of picking jobs that go sideways. You think I'd learn?
I'm the same way. Taking jobs that go wrong. I'm basically a walking disaster.
So you're saying I'm a disaster?
I'm saying you're not alone.
Varric said this job would end with Solus. We'd stop a ritual, then I'd walk away. But those gods escaped. Not much of a win. And if the world falls, the city goes too. It's not like I'll find work then.
Is that why you said yes? To save Minrathous?
People will tell you Minrathous is broken. And they're right. It's corrupt. Petty. Saving the world won't fix it. I take the small wins, Rook. Hal's serving fish another day. Getting past the next scrape alive. Sometimes you're lucky. Sometimes you get more. But the tables always turn. It's better if you know it's coming.
We got in over our heads, didn't we?
Same old story.
The gods weren't a twist?
I've seen worse.
Then I'm glad you stuck around.
Misery loves company.
Alright, that's going to do it for us this morning. Pickles is up and needs walking, and I'd be stopping pretty soon anyways and get ready for work, so it's a routine natural stopping point. We come back tomorrow morning, we will talk to Varric and progress. Thanks for watching.